So we will continue with the reading of the poem. So the next question is, what does the repetition indicate? Which of the phrases are repeated? Like I said, half a league, half a league, half a league indicates the slow march of the soldiers, slow but sure march towards inevitable death. And then if you see, into the valley of death has been repeated twice to convey the absolute certainty of death which is waiting for them. Also, the words rode the 600 are repeated, which again conveys the number of lives that are at stake over here. So, the number of lives that are going to be lost are 600. And they are riding, so they are on horseback, but they are the soldiers who are riding towards sure death. Now, if you look at the words in dark green, forward the light brigade, charge for the guns. These are imperative verbs. Imperative verbs are verbs that are used to give commands or orders. So these imperative verbs suggest that the command is coming from a superior officer. It's coming from someone who has the authority, who controls the lives and the will of these soldiers. So even though the soldiers are human beings, they are thinking, feeling, living people, they have no say in the situation. They have to do what their superiors ask them to do. Let's look at the second stanza now. Forward the light brigade, was there a man dismayed? Not though the soldier knew. Someone had blundered. Theirs not to make reply, theirs not to reason why, theirs but to do and die. Into the valley of death rode the 600. So now here there's, if you look at the phrase that is the question that is in maroon, it's a rhetorical question. Rhetorical question is a question which is not seeking an answer. The answer is obvious. So in fact the question is actually asking us, was there any soldier who was surprised by this? I mean, obviously everyone was disappointed, everyone was surprised, everyone was flabbergasted by this command. They didn't know what to make of the command, right? And this feeling of shock, this intense feeling of shock and surprise and hearing something that is completely unexpected is brought out by the rhetorical question, was there a man dismayed? I mean, yes, obviously every single man out there who heard the command was dismayed. And then if you look at the word in blue, someone had blundered. Look at the use of the word blundered, a mistake, an error of communication or an error of judgment or an error of calculation, whatever it was, but it was a grave mistake. So, and it's conveyed by a very powerful word, blunder. Now, look at the lines in green. Theirs not to make reply, theirs not to reason why, theirs but to do and die. So, if you look at the repetition, what does it suggest? Who are they over here? They are the soldiers. So, these soldiers are not supposed to talk back. They are not supposed to answer back to their superiors. So, they are not supposed to make any reply, or they are not even supposed to think. They are just supposed to act. There's not to reason why. So they're just supposed to do as they are told, not to reason with their superiors. And again, it says, into the valley of death marched the 600, again emphasizing the sure, imminent, inevitable death.